Hello. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sharing with you today an introduction to color therapy. When you think about it, we are always surrounded by color. We find ourselves attracted to color, perhaps repelled by color at sometimes. We may feel differently when we're around color. If we are creative, color is very important to us in whatever it is we're creating. With chakra health, colors are an integral part of our energy system. So I want to share a bit today, including a little guided meditation, to help you learn a little more about color and perhaps some ways that you may not have considered before. So I invite you on this little journey with me. I love this quote from Lori Buchanan. Color is simply energy, energy made visible. And it absolutely is. And if you've been to any of my other presentations, you know that I believe everything is energy. There is an energy to everything. Our words, our thoughts, color is energy. And it can either stimulate or inhibit our bodies or our well-being based on where we are and the energy that color brings. So what we're going to be talking about a little bit today. I'm going to share a bit about my own journey with color, why color is important and what it is, including the colors of the rainbow, ways you can bring color into your life and perhaps change up what you're doing with different, whether it's what you wear in your home, what you eat, all sorts of ways. And I have a little guided meditation that I'm going to take you on. And then lastly, a few takeaways for you as well. So if I think back to my childhood many years ago, I was always coloring, and color was always in my life. You know, back in the 60s, I had my Crayola crayons, and then in the 70s, my Flair pens. But I was always doing something creative and very tuned in to the feelings that I had around color. I may not have really understood it, but rainbows, a wide range of colors were really intriguing to me. And we are surrounded by color. What we wear, our homes, nature, what we eat. There are colors in everything. We use colors when we talk about how we may be feeling. You know, I'm feeling a little blue today. Or, you know, oh, that made me see red, right? So colors work into our language. It can affect our moods. You know, we feel a lot differently if we live in a part of the country that gets very gray and drab in the winter. We feel a lot differently when we're surrounded by lush, green trees and flowers in the spring. Color can also reflect our personality, what we wear, how we wear our clothes. When we're shopping, we may not realize it, but when we're shopping for fruit, color factors in to what fruit we're attracted to, perhaps what fruit is ripe. Our skin may change colors, and colors can bring harmony and balance, but it can also stimulate our senses. So I invite you, take a moment, just think back to your life experience. Think back where color may have played a role, and it may be positive, it may be negative. There's really no right or wrong to this, but really an opportunity for you to become aware of how color has factored into your life. And think about what colors you gravitate towards, or perhaps really don't like, because that could be interesting to explore as well. Now, through the ages, color has been part of many different cultures in different ways. In India, Minerals and gemstones were used in many Ayurvedic treatments. In China, herbs and minerals were also used. Acupuncture often involves light and color as well. In ancient Egypt, temples were built for color healing, and the sun was very important. And the sun is yellow, orange, red, warm, life-giving. And then in the Greeks, they actually created a bit of a science around using the power of color, and colored often their ointments and their herbs that they used in healing. Now, way back in the late 1800s, there were actually a couple of scientists that did work on color theory. Edwin Babbitt created the principles of light and color and prescribed colors for different conditions. Lucier created a color test, which is actually a fascinating test to take, and I have the link here. But if you just Google Lucier's color test, he created this as a way to take your preferences for colors and equate it into your personality. So you actually look at a range of 8 colors and you rank them from what you find most appealing to what you find less appealing. And you do it actually a couple of times. And I find the results interesting. I go back and do it once in a while because I'm always looking for ways to look at things a little bit differently. Now, in addition to our physical bodies, we also have an aura around us. And that's how color comes in, right? Color comes in, our eyes and our brains interpret what it's seeing into different colors. Colors in the rainbow, we have the cool colors and we have the warmer colors. The cooler colors, the dark blues, the light blues, the purples, tend to be more relaxing to us. And the warmer colors, the reds, the oranges, the yellows, they're warm and they're very activating, right? You think about, as I mentioned earlier, the sun and the yellow in the spring, the color of daffodils, and it's just very bright and invigorating. This also follows the colors of the chakra system, which we'll also talk about briefly here. But there's also colors in nature. Just look outside your window. If you're in an area where there might be trees or flowers, grass, there is color there, and quite a variety of color. If you really look, the greens in the trees, light greens and dark greens, and even grasses can be brown, can be green. There's a variety of color that's always surrounding us. And many people find themselves very nurtured and calm when they're surrounded in a forest of green. So think about for yourself, how do you feel when you're in nature? And again, there's no right or wrong to any of this. There really is just an opportunity for you to check in with how you may feel in different parts of nature, at the beach, in the forest, if you live in a city. What agitates you, or perhaps what calms you? And in cultures, different cultures have many different meanings for color. In red is the color of the sun. And then in other cultures, for example, Santa Claus brings gifts, and so red there has a very different meaning. In the green in the West, we associate green with growth, with trees and grass and gardens. In Islam, green is a sacred color. And then black and white, right? The two extremes of all color and no color. Black is often associated with death. In China, white is the color of winter, when everything is dormant. And people avoid wearing white because in China, it's considered a shroud. But in the West, we often think of white as a color of purity. So a very different very different perception. Now think about your home and a bit about the colors that you have at home. It's important to really tune into how these colors make you feel. And ultimately, I believe, surround yourself with colors that are inviting to you. So what I'm sharing here is a bit about my own preferences. But I, again, say it's an invitation for you to tune into what may be right for you. You know, the entrance to me is warm and welcoming. You know, the warmer colors are wonderful for an entrance. But if you have a smaller entrance, you can also use lighter colors just to brighten it up and make it seem a bit more spacious. The living area can be, you know, yellows, which tend to put people in a kind of a happy mood, or browns in the brown family, because that really can bring a more of a sense of security and warmth. Also blues. So personally, a good part of my home is actually in the blue family, which I find very calming. And my office, I have a purple wall behind me. The rest of my office is also blue. Pale green can soothe the nervous system and be relaxing. Yellow, you know, many kitchens are yellow. I have yellow in them, which makes them very bright and peppy and efficient. And again, think about your bedroom. What kind of energy in your bedroom helps you to sleep? You know, calming blues, perhaps indigo, are helpful in the bedroom. For myself, I would find red to be a more difficult color in the bedroom because I would feel more stimulated. So I would avoid red in the bedroom. But again, check in with yourself. And at work, it's the same thing. If we're in a situation where we're in a work office, the colors that surround us at work can also impact our efficiency, our focus, our alertness can all be impacted by the colors around us at work or in a home office as well. Now, a quick review of the chakra system, which I'm not going to go into detail here, but the chakra system, the 7 main energy points, vortexes in our energetic body, from the root all the way up to our crown, also have a color associated with them because there is an energy to that color. There's a vibration to that color as well. So the lower chakras are all about security, right? Living in the world, doing things that you love, being passionate, sexual, and your emotions. Those are all in those lower chakras, the red, orange, and yellow. The heart chakra is green, and it connects the lower chakras and the higher chakras. The higher chakras of the blues and the purples are all about our authenticity, speaking our truth, honing our intuitive nature, connecting with our higher self and that which is beyond us. So when I teach any kind of either chakra classes or when I work one-on-one with many clients as well, I work with them on individual chakras and help them understand how the colors that they wear, the crystals that they choose, what they surround themselves with, also affects their chakra health and their chakra balancing. So I'd like to take a few moments and just lead you through this color meditation, which is very, very simple, but it'll give you an opportunity to spend a moment and think through and really feel how colors impact you. And you might be surprised at what you find. And I know for some of these colors may be colors that you don't like, but I invite you to go in with an attitude of curiosity, see what happens. So we'll take a few moments and do that. So to begin, I just ask you to make yourself comfortable. Wherever you may be, if you're sitting or lying down, this is opportunity to just take a few moments for yourself and to join me in this relaxation meditation. So if you're sitting, feeling yourself supported by the chair with your feet on the floor and just sitting comfortably tall, just check in with how you're feeling right now, how you may be feeling in your body. Again, no right or wrong way. You don't have to change it, but just an awareness of how you're feeling. Noticing how you're feeling in your body and how you're feeling in your mind. Allowing yourself to relax, dropping your shoulders just a bit. And take a deep breath in. Hold it for a brief moment, and then a nice long exhale. Just a few more cycles of inhale and exhale. Just following your breath and your awareness to how it feels to have just taken this pause and just allow whatever arises for you to arise naturally with curiosity and openness. Just observe what arises for you as we go through some different colors. I invite you now to create a picture in your mind of the color red, imagining red of all different shades. You may picture red objects, could be a red landscape, could just be a solid color. For a moment, imagine all the different tones of red. Red roses, red bricks, apples, or a sunset. Just enjoy the variety of the color red. And now allow the color you're imagining to change to orange. So picture that color, the color orange, in all the different shades that there are. Orange flowers, pumpkins, carrots. Just fill your mind's eye with the color orange. And enjoy that color. And now allow your visualization to change to the color yellow. Seeing, perceiving with your imagination all the different shades of yellow. Yellow lemons, flowers, fall leaves. There are endless tones of the color yellow, from pale to deep. Imagine yourself surrounded and immerse yourself in the color yellow. Let the color you're imagining now shift to green. And just allow your awareness to be filled with all the different shades and tones of green, from grass to trees to plants. Light greens, dark greens, bright greens, subdued greens. Enjoy the color green. And now see in your mind the color blue. Surround yourself with blue. Blue of the water, blue of the sky. So many ways to visualize blue. So enjoy this blue filling your vision. Next, allow the color in your imagination to become violet. Violet purple. So many purples around us. Light to dark. Flowers, eggplants, purples we may see in a sunrise or a sunset. Just imagine yourself bathing in that beautiful violet color. Gently bring your attention back to your breathing. And notice how your breathing is now. Notice how you feel now. Notice any changes in your mood, any changes in how your body feels after that exercise. So check in with how you're feeling right now. And we're just going to rotate through those colors one more time. So we're going to imagine the colors again, beginning with red. So imagine red. Orange. Yellow. Green. Blue. And now violet. I invite you now to tune into whichever color you find most calming. And tune into that color. Perhaps you have a favorite color. Do you have a color that fits your mood right now? Just allow yourself to imagine whatever colors you like. Allowing yourself to feel relaxed and calm. Bathed in that color that brings you to that place of relaxation. Knowing that at a later time you can come back to this place and imagine that color and imagine again that feeling of calm and relaxation. So as we bring this practice to a close, I invite you to just take another deep breath. And open your eyes and stretch a bit and bring yourself back in. So I am inviting you to take a moment and reflect to yourself on how that was. And I would love to know in the comments what came for you, what your favorite colors were, or if any colors were a little more difficult to visualize. So I just want to take a moment and just kind of review the colors a bit as we've just gone through them. But red, the root chakra, it's that physical life, that survival power, right? When we think of red, we think of courage and passion. You know, and from a work perspective, if I think back on my life, was in a situation where I had to go to a meeting and it was going to be more difficult and I had to be very perhaps assertive, I would wear red in some way, right? Either a red outfit or a red accessory or red shoes or something, but red does bring that kind of power to it, right? If you walk into a room and you're wearing red, and think about the foods that you eat too. As we go through the colors, it's important to try to, when you're creating a meal, whether it's a salad or a full meal, you have different colors on there, right? Have some greens, have some of the warmer colors, really look at the rainbow on your plate. Orange is the sacral chakra, which is sexuality, sensuality, creativity. Orange is it's kind of happy and optimistic. It's warm. It's a very warming color. And then we move up into yellow, which is the solar plexus. And again, those lower chakras are where our emotions are. Yellow is joyful and optimistic. You think of sunflowers and the sun. It's a very active color. Green is harmony. It's the heart chakra. It's between the lower chakras and the higher chakras, so it's the gateway in our energetic being. Green just has a luck about it, right? We think of, clovers. We think of new life and growth and this spring. Green is a color that really brings energy and excitement. And now blue for the throat chakra, and then the third eye as well, as we'll talk about shortly. It really is a color of truth, speaking. The throat chakra is all about speaking our truth, speaking authentically. But it's also a calming color. Think about if you're enjoy going to the beach or a lake, the blue of the water, find very calming, very soothing, very tranquil, very contemplative. Indigo, the deeper third eye chakra, is intuitive. It really allows us to see beyond what is visible to us. When we connect with our third eye and our intuition, we're seeing that which is around us that is unseen, whatever that may be for you, whatever your beliefs may be. And then purple, which is my favorite color. It's that spiritual color, right? That connection with our divine self, our higher self. And then the opposites, black and white, right? All color combined, no color. Black and white can have very different meanings, as I mentioned earlier. And for each one of us may also bring a different perception to what we have what we think about black and white. Now, I tend to wear a lot of black, but then I accessorize with color. Now, one of the things that I do here in my office in Connecticut is I do crystal, light, and color therapy, where I have a table that my clients lay on, and I have a series of 10, this actually shows 7, but I have 10 lights that I use to balance my client's energy in conjunction with Reiki and sound healing. And each of the lights I can program up to 16 different colors. Each one of them also has a double-pointed quartz crystal in it to, again, bring that energy in and out of a person's chakra. So there is tremendous healing that can happen when you combine color and light and crystals together with other modalities or even on their own. So I thank you for joining me in this short little intro to color. I invite you, if you're not a subscriber to my newsletter, there will be a link in the comments. I invite you to join. There's a little free gift for you for doing that, an ebook that I've written. But I also want to share that I will be announcing and releasing a monthly journey of learning more about crystals, color, and energy through the chakras and and all sorts of modalities that will be available. So I would hope you'll join me. Be a combination of recorded and live sessions, and also includes a curated gift box for your journey. So I thank you again. I would love to hear your experience with color, and I look forward to you all having a very colorful day. Thank you.